Without a doubt, full-fledged nuclear war is the mother of all nightmares. A nuclear bomb can pulverize 1,000 tons of Earth, irradiating and ejecting it into the upper atmosphere. A nuclear bomb can pulverize 1,000 tons of Earth, irradiating and ejecting it into the upper atmosphere, gradually spreading radioactive fallout over hundreds of miles and unleashing an epic firestorm. But how to save our families during war and afterward? Let's learn together in this video. Before exploring the best ways, welcome back to the channel. Please take a brief moment, go down, smash the like button, and subscribe to our channel. Russia and Ukraine war is a hot topic these days, and their nuclear forces are not on high alert. This is in response to the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The relocation of the embassy has reignited long-dormant concerns, and some are having nightmares about nuclear Armageddon. Putin's nuclear threat reminded the world of the dangers associated with countries possessing large thermonuclear arsenals. This concerning development emphasizes the importance of being aware of the nuclear dangers that exist. Although nuclear war does not seem to be possible, we must be prepared for it. The Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and international humanitarian law try to keep the world's nuclear powers in control. Although we know what kind of devastation a nuclear bomb may produce, we don't know what other effects may occur after it explodes. But one thing is sure, preparing for such an event is important. So what actually would happen in the first 10 days of nuclear war? Majority of the world will most likely be affected in some form if there is a nuclear war. The ecosystem as well as the food supply would suffer. The majority of the world's population as well as the economy would be affected. The attacks would alter the path of human history as well. Nearly everyone on Earth would die. Tons of smoke would be produced by the dust and particulate in the air. The smoke, some of which would reach the stratosphere and remain there for years, would spread throughout the Earth as it is heated up, eventually blocking out sunlight over much of the planet. Even in a so-called limited war, many people would suffer starvation. The cost of energy would expect to rise. Russia, for example, is a major commodities exporter around the world. Its mineral fuel exports amounted to 8.3% of global statistics in 2021, making it a big oil and gas exporter. Russia is also a key supplier of metals such as copper, nickel, palladium, and aluminum. As a result of the war, this export suffers greatly. The invasion brought war and also had a negative impact on financial markets. The invasion has shattered global financial markets, wiping billions of value of the FTSE 100 and sparking a rush to safe haven assets like the dollar and US government bonds. So how do you prepare for a nuclear war? Recent events throughout the world, such as Russia's invasion of Ukraine, have caused the people to fear the worst, that is, the nuclear war. While nuclear war is still unlikely, experts say that even the remote potential of such a scenario can be distressing and frightening. Having a plan in place for what to do in the case of a nuclear war will help alleviate some of that fear. And there are things you can do to start preparing today. Continue watching to learn how to prepare your home for nuclear war, develop a safety plan for yourself and your family, and respond in the event of a nuclear attack. Number 1. Fallout shelter. Nuclear warheads produced by modern countries such as the United States are frequently far cleaner than they used to be in terms of radioactive fallout. However, there is no guarantee that the nation or agency whose attack you're subjected will deploy cleaner bombs. Even if the bomb is relatively clean, the fallout can be quite hazardous, especially if it's exploded on the ground rather than in the air. Considering this, the most crucial thing you can have to survive a nuclear war is a fallout shelter, designed to protect you from a radioactive material emitted by a nuclear explosion. Keep in mind that fallout from a nuclear explosion might continue to pour down for days or even weeks after explosion. So keep your fallout shelter well stocked so that you can stay safe until the threat of fallout has gone. Number 2. Preparing your home. First and foremost, before the nuclear war, stock up on bottled water. Public water reservoirs and other supplies would become contaminated with radiation in the events of a large-scale nuclear war. You'll need a large private supply to avoid ingesting radiation water. Purchase at least 300 gallons of pure water per person in your family over many months. Secondly, buy enough packaged food to last several months. Any crops or animals exposed to radiation will either die or be entirely irradiated. Even if you're not concerned about irradiated food, a nuclear war will almost certainly destroy most existing food sources. To get ready, go to your local store regularly and stock up on packaged and non-perishable items. These are some examples: soup, chili, canned vegetables, sealed packages of frozen meat, and sealed bags of pretzels, chips, and other snacks. Finally, turn off your home's air conditioner as soon as a nuclear war occurs. Air conditioning units and other types of home ventilation brings in fresh air from outside. The outdoor air will be irradiated if a nuclear strike occurs within 1 to 2 miles of your residence. Turn off all types of air ventilation to prevent this air from entering your home. You can also tape a plastic bag over indoor air vents to keep outside air out. Number 3. Geiger counter. Even after all of the radioactive material flung into the atmosphere has evaporated, locations around the blast will continue to emit life-threatening radiation levels. While it is advisable to stay as far away from the blast site as possible, if you're going to be very close to where the bomb detonated, you should use a Geiger counter to see if it is safe. They are a little pricey, but there's a low-cost version you can plug into your smartphone. A reading of 750 millisievert on your Geiger counter indicates that you are at risk of radiation sickness, while a reading of 3000 millisieverts indicates that you are at risk of radiation poisoning. You have a 50% chance of survival if exposed to 4000 millisievert. However, even 12.5 millisieverts of radiation increases your chance of cancer by 1%, so it's preferable to avoid continuous exposure at any detectable level. Even if it doesn't harm you immediately, the long-term effects could be lethal. Number 4. Planning your family's safety. Plan how your family will find and communicate with one another. The chances are that your entire family will not be in the same place when a nuclear attack or nuclear war begins. This is especially true if you have children. So, plan your communication strategy and family meetup place ahead of time. Everyone will be able to rejoin as soon as possible due to this. Prepare for a nuclear war by stockpiling essential pharmaceuticals. If a nuclear war broke out tomorrow, it would be difficult or impossible to refill medical prescriptions. If you or a family member needs prescription medications to survive on a daily basis, stock up so you have a plenty on hand. If war seems to be on the horizon, go to the doctor and request a hefty prescription. Prescription medications for mental conditions such as depression or bipolar disorder, or chronic pain or diabetes may be needed. Number 5. Build a survival kit. It's not possible to avoid a nuclear war, so if an attack happens, you must be well prepared for the consequences. Prepare a survival kit prior to the event. Everything you might need to survive should be included in your survival kit. Food, water, medical supplies, and shelter are all included in a nuclear war survival kit. These are suggestions for people who face the serious threat of a nuclear war. Keep necessary stuff in your hands when you're not in need. It will benefit you and will positively add to the chaos and inflation. Begin prepping early and gradually stack up the supplies to ensure that there is enough for everyone. Alright guys, we have shared some wonderful precautions to help you on preparing when nuclear war happens. What do you think? Do we miss something? Do you like our video? Let us know in the comments below. That concludes today's video. Please subscribe to the channel and enable alerts to be notified of new uploads. Thanks for your time. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.